Merry Bowl season, everyone. I'm Brett Gibbons with thelines.com, and today we're breaking down the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl between Washington State and the Mountain West champion Fresno State Bulldogs. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the Lines YouTube channel as we're here breaking down all 41 bowl games this postseason and the national championship down in the future. But let's get into it. The LA Bowl, Washington State, Fresno State. The Bulldogs are favored by 3.5 points. This one kicks off Saturday, December 17th. 3:30 p.m. It's actually televised on ABC. Most of these bowl games are ESPN, but this is one of the rare ones that's broadcast on ABC. So make sure you're tuned in to the right channel here. Has an over-under of 52 points. They're playing it in SoFi Stadium. This is the second iteration of the Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. And Fresno State actually opened as a 4-point underdog. So you're seeing 7.5 points of movement through +3, through a PK, and then through -3 on the other side. So this is a ton of movement. 7.5 points is the most market movement of any team here in bowl season. So you might look at Fresno State as a 3.5 point favorite and think, okay, they're a moderate favorite. The market is telling you that this is a very strong team. They are all over it. So really, really pay attention to that. I know I am. That jumps off the page to me here. And that's because Fresno State is a different team with and without quarterback Jake Haener. This year, they're 7-2 under him. The only two losses came to USC and Oregon State. And you can say, well, they're playing a Pac-12 team. He's 0-2 against Pac-12. Yet USC and Oregon State are top 15 teams. Washington State is not quite at that same level as the other ones. Haener led them to the Mountain West Championship on the road in Boise. Tough place to play. Brutally cold game that day, but he found a way to get it done. And then if you do the math, Fresno State's 0-3 without him. So when Haener's in the lineup, this is a very good, very different, potentially top 25 football team, even though they don't have the ranking in front of them here. Washington State, they're without their top two receivers. They're without all-conference linebacker Diane Henley. Defensive coordinator Brian Ward's off to Arizona State. Offensive coordinator Eric Morris is off to coach North Texas. They're strapped, right? This is one of these teams that gets ravaged. We see it every bowl season. Washington State has lost among the most in the country, so do keep that in mind here. And then we haven't really seen any big upsets. Washington State kind of beat who they should, lost all the ranked opponents. The exception there, they did beat Wisconsin. That was way back in week 2 when we thought differently of Wisconsin. That is now 6-6. But yeah, they kind of get the job done when they need to, and they lose out to the better opponents. And I truly believe, again, they don't have the ranking in front of them, but I do believe Fresno State is a top 25 team, and we need to be treating them as such. Fresno State, they're 30th in the country in net points per drive, top 40 marks on both offense and defense. They're excellent on both sides. They're well balanced. And they're also excellent at getting opponents into third down. Now, that's important. They're tough in early downs. So, they're forcing the third downs into fourth downs and turnovers. Not the best, but getting opponents into third downs puts you in an advantageous situation. As a lot of people, the statistics community and Twitter says the best third down is the ones you don't get to. It's when you're converting on first and second down. In Washington State, they're only 88th in the country in third down conversion rate, 36.2%. That's not very inspiring. So I'm really looking at this third down conversion. I like talking about third downs, and I like talking about red zone. If you can win third down and you can win in the red zone, you're putting yourself in a good position to win football games. One big mismatch, though, going the other way, though. Washington State, 9th in red zone scoring rate. Fresno State only 104. So they get down inside these inside the red zone, and they oftentimes stall out. That's been a problem for them all year, with or without Jake Haener. So keep that in mind, that if Fresno State comes down and is kicking field goals instead of scoring touchdowns, this game might be a little bit tighter than we're expecting here. They're two very pass-heavy teams. Washington State is more into the short, high percentage stuff. That's kind of their quarterback's game here. And Fresno's more downfield stuff. So Haener has a higher yards per attempt than Cameron Ward on the other side. You'll see that. And I think Fresno State, that's a little bit more of attacking, whereas Washington State's going to be a little bit more conservative there. I don't really like Fresno north of -3, so I'm looking for live opportunities here if it does drop, or if it drops before kickoff. I would take Fresno at -3. Don't love them above, especially since you're talking your 7.5 points of movement. That value is out the window. But teams with 2 points of market movement toward them or more cover 58% of the time. The value's long, long gone. But if you got Fresno at a more advantageous number, you're sitting pretty right now. Be sure to hop on over to our Discord channel where you can connect with over 4,000 sports betting fans, get live updates in our college football server. If you click on the roll server, drop an emoji under my name, and all of a sudden you'll get notifications every time I place a bet. I'm going to be putting them in Discord as we go. If you have been on there already, you'd have seen some earlier ones at some earlier marks with better numbers. I'm also putting like opt-out news and market movement and coaching news and stuff like that all in there. So please be sure to join our Discord and make sure you get updated there. Don't forget to subscribe to the Lines YouTube channel for daily bowl videos like this one. Comment what side you lean here. Are you going with Fresno State? Or are you going with Washington State? Do you think Jay Kaner and the Bulldogs can get it done one more time? Or do you think Cameron Ward and the Cougars are just too much? But thanks always for watching. I'm Brett Gibbons, and have a very merry bowl season.